Virat Kohli's brother Vikas Kohli is usually a silent customer, but take a look at what he said on social media and notice the timing of it at a time where so many people involved in the Indian dressing room are facing the questions, are facing the flack, and India potentially staring at a series defeat. Take a look at what Virat Kohli's brother Vikas Kohli has said on social media. He says that there was a time that we played to win even in overseas conditions. Now we are playing to save the match even in India. This is what happens when you try to boss around and change things unnecessarily, which are not even broken. Shane with me. Shane, how do we read this?
I mean, at this point, I'm reading this as open season. And see, you'd say that obviously, Virat Kohli's brother might have a thing or two to say about this particular thing, but he isn't the first person. You've had actual current cricketers be very critical of the regime as things stand. We know Mohammad Shami was in a war of words with the selectors. Karan Nair on multiple occasions has spoken out, including in between the second test, where he was saying that it hurts to not be out there in the middle when you are familiar with the conditions. And by the way, special shout out to Vikas Kohli, Virat's brother. He has done a big favor inadvertently to Mark Zuckerberg, the man who actually launched Threads, because I don't think they're getting more publicity than this in quite a while. But come that as it may, be that as it may, the truth is, I mean, there is a big feeling of rebellion, and I think that's been bubbling for quite a while, that there's not been a sense of unhappiness, and it usually takes something like this for that to just bubble, right, for it to burst at the seams. And that's what's happened here. You went from one series whitewash loss to New Zealand, and you're lurching towards potentially another against top nations, against nations you would be wanting to be competitive against beating. And this is what is going to happen. Now you're going to see all of those decisions which were seen as Gambhir-backed decisions, transitioning away from the old guard, bringing in newer players, focus on all-rounders. All of that is going to come under even bigger scrutiny now because, quite frankly, you made these many wholesale changes and it's just not working out. So he's not the first, and I can assure you, Vikas Kohli is not going to be the last person to say something against him.
In particular, just sticking with this particular social media post as well, the words bossing around, is that enough of a giveaway? Because let's be honest, I also said earlier, stakeholders being probably taken target at over here or being targeted by in the social media post. Now remember, there isn't just Gautam Gambhir, let's be honest about it, that makes it to this conversation. There's also an Ajit Agarkar who people on the outside do feel that it's because of his doing as well. But the fact that Gambhir and Virat Kohli have had a history in the past. Both Delhi guys, remember, both have had this sort of cold moments or heated moments, I should say, in the IPL as well. All of that being put together, where do you see Ajit? Where do you see Gautam Gambhir when Virat Kohli's brother uses the word bossing around?
I think bossing around here is less towards Ajit and more towards Gautam, given the history that exists there. And given also, it's not just the history, it's even what we see now. The kind of coldness you've seen from Gautam Gambhir when it comes to talking about celebrating individual milestones. You know what that was a dig at, let's be fair. We all knew
not
what it was.
Not celebrating losses.
Yeah, not celebrating losses and talking about celebrating individual milestones.
Contextually,
you know
also
what we're talking
came
about.
after what? The Sydney ODI win.
Where, what happened? You had Virat and Rohit both scored big runs. So, at this point in time, it's like a bit of an open secret. I don't think you've seen even, and by the way, let's involve Rohit as well. It's the same Rohit Sharma who, when asked to give credit for the Champions Trophy victory, gave it all to Rahul Dravid. Said that, no, this was Rahul's team. This is what Rahul and I had built. And we just carried on from there. No mention of the new head coach. Very strange, very strange.
Plenty being directed at
things unnecessary which were not broken. Who is he directing this at?
Okay, so Nikhil's pointing out one more.
That's the most important line.
Change things unnecessarily, then this has to be the upper
Which were not broken.
Which were not broken. I think this, again.
Does he need to say anything more?
No. Nothing more needs to be said. Nothing more to be added. It's pretty evident what he's talking about. Things which were not even broken, things which were working just fine for you have gone and tampered. And that's been the story of Test cricket for India recently, hasn't it?
Is it the first time anyone from a Virat camp told you that, or this is the first admission that Virat was pushed out of Test cricket?
Yeah, I think
What
so.
this also, Nikhil makes a very valid point. Again, this is something that you could be having on your mind as well. In fact, that it comes from Virat's brother in Vikas. And when he says something like, when something's not broken, you're bossing around, things like that, of course, there has to be taken into consideration the fact that Virat Kohli had all the fitness. Virat Kohli had all the caliber. Yes, he may have had his on-field struggles, but that test retirement came out of nowhere. Now, what were these conversations had with Virat Kohli that pushed him closer to retirement? Of course, that's bound to reignite at a time when India is staring down the barrel, when it is in all likelihood going to be 2-0 against South Africa. When you know that Virat Kohli in these conditions could have helped you, when you know that Virat Kohli could also have been there in England, you're bound to be asking those questions, and this pretty much just says everything. It's just that perhaps you're missing that final line over there, that the chapter's pretty much put out there. It just needs that final line perhaps now.
Yeah, and it tells you very clearly that there was, we talk about that he was nudged away or nudged towards retirement. He perhaps chose to walk away from his own volition, not fight it out the way he's done in, say, ODI cricket. But the fact that he was actually a conversation, and potentially that there were conversations, there were things that were happening that forced him there. This is the first time you're hearing something publicly. We've speculated about it. We've heard murmurs, rumors, whispers. It's the first time someone's come out there and said it in the open. And it comes from a very big, direct source. It's not even unknown. This is Vikas Kohli publicly saying what he's saying.
Something which he's never done.
Exactly.
Something which we don't see Vikas Kohli make these sort of posts, or even be in public eye for that matter, but the first time perhaps. And if he is, he's an entrepreneur, he likes talking so much more besides just sport. Exactly. But for the first time, you perhaps feel it's got something to do with his brother as well. It's something to do with Indian cricket and something to do with his brother. You let us know your thoughts in the comment section. But most importantly, do you think, and this is where we want to know your thoughts, was the target Gautam Gambhir or was it Ajit Agarkar? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to Sports Today.